Hi there, thanks for joining this session. Really appreciate your time. My name's John, and if you've not heard of Enboarder before, we're the world's leading experience-driven onboarding platform. We're on a mission to empower every organisation to put experience first. We work with over 250 customers globally. Here's a quick snapshot. So why experience-driven onboarding? Well, we know that first impressions really matter. 86% of new hires will decide how long they stay with a business from just that first 6-month experience. 1 out of 5 will leave after 6 weeks. We live in an experience economy. We're all used to having seamless digital experiences throughout our day-to-day lives, and the same can now be said for our work life, especially during these challenging times that we find ourselves in. For many organisations, there's been a monumental shift to things like remote working. That's created a lot of uncertainty and anxiety. So organisations need to put people first and ensure that when they bring someone on board, that person feels really welcome, engaged, and connected to the wider business. We feel we have the solution for this. The way that works is delivering personalised experiences at scale. There's 3 elements to the technology. The first is the workflow editor, the back office, where your team will manage and build onboarding journeys. From that, we'll send communications internally to your stakeholders, including your managers. They will also send communications to your new hires. Those comms are delivered through push notifications. That could be a text, email, Slack, or Workplace by Facebook. In the notification, there's a link. When they click the link, it takes them to a native browser to view whatever content you've produced. So crucially, that means there's no apps, no portals, and no need for any logins. So now I'm going to move over into the back end and show you a quick demonstration of how this works in action. So now we're in the workflow editor where your teams will build and manage onboarding journeys. To add your new starters, you can do that in 3 ways. The first is manually. The second is in bulk via a CSV file. The third is through a direct integration with your ATS. So in that, you could change the job to hired or offer accepted. It would automatically push your new hires into Enboarder. They then flow down the line and join a workflow. That workflow is an end-to-end onboarding experience. You can build as many as you need depending on the diversity of your hiring. So we could have one for our sales hires, which is different to our tech hires. It doesn't just go to function. It could include things like location, language, seniority as some examples. We've got a default workflow, which is full of pre-built templates and best practice. So if you choose to go with Enboarder, don't feel like you have to start from a blank canvas. Most of our clients start from our templates. To show you the blank canvas, this is what it looks like before you've built any of the experiences. This white line is time going from left to right. The white dot represents the first day of a new hire's employment. Anything above the line is experiences going to the manager or internal stakeholders. Anything below the line is going to the new hire themselves. So to begin with, we pull in sequences, and that tells us when a notification is going to go out to someone. When you drag it across, it will prompt you if it's for the manager or the new starter. If we drop one into the manager side to begin with, we could call it new hire start soon, and we could send it 28 days before. You can have those triggered as early or as late as you need. If I now did one for the new hire, I could call this welcome. I could then have this coming after the sequence to the manager. So you can connect them together. So that's the way you start building. Once you've built a full workflow, it could end up looking something like this remote onboarding template. This is one that my team have recently designed in response to what's happening to a lot of our customers. So I go in there, we can see it starting 28 days before. Now there's some content contained within that sequence, and you build that through these modules down the left-hand side. If we now scroll to the right, we can see more examples are pulled in. So here, 21 days before, the new hire is given some company information. 10 days before, we could prompt your managers to choose buddies. Those people would be sent notifications with instructions on how to be great buddies, and they're prompted to record a quick welcome video. That video is then sent on to the new hire here. When we continue through, we can see we've got some first day activities here. And then once we're into the role, we could deliver things like surveys. So here we've got weekly check-ins where you can look at engagement. You can also escalate anything. So if a question came back with a negative response, you could nudge the manager or HR to investigate further. And then this continues and it finishes with a probation ending message going to the manager and a final survey with a new hire at 90 days. So it's 4 months long, but you can actually build them for as long as you need. There's no limit. If I go back to the start of this workflow, now I'm going to show you how to build the modules that sit within the sequences. So to do that, I'm going to use the content page as an example. They all build in exactly the same way. So I'll drag it and I could drop it into this sequence here. The first thing you need to do is give it a title. So I could put in, welcome to TalkTalk. I'm using them as an example as they're a customer of ours in the UK. We could then pull an image in and drop it here. And so I'll just get a picture of some of the TalkTalk team. And then I could embed some text. So I might drop the text down there. And I've got a quick example of a message that you might want to write. You could come up with something a lot more on brand. We can then personalize it using dynamic tokens. So it's signed to the first name of the new hire, and we could sign it off from the manager's name if we wanted to. We can then pull in video, so we could embed YouTube or Vimeo clips. What I'm actually going to do here is drop in a video that the manager will have pre-recorded. So that's how you build the modules. They all build in exactly the same way. Hopefully you've seen how easy that is. Now what I'm going to do is show you what that looks like in the front end. So I'll move over to my phone here so you can see my dog in the background. My mum and dad now. Say hi to those guys. We've got a text message here. So this is going to the manager, being John. So we've got some information. You can see the text is from TalkTalk. Click the link and we go through to the first experience. Firstly, it's saying to the manager, Steve is joining during an unusual time. It's going to be really important to make great first impressions. Click next. And the first thing it's doing is it's asking you to record a quick video. So I could just say, hi Steve, congratulations on joining. Really looking forward to chatting with you over the next few weeks. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. So I can retake it or use it. So I might use it, submit that video, and then it would take the manager on to the next steps. So now what it's going to do is it's going to give the manager a quick calendar reminder. We can't meet in person, obviously, for the first day, but here it's saying, why don't you set up a Zoom meeting for lunch on their first day? They click the link and that adds to their calendar. As we go on, we've now got a form, and this is a tech request. So it can be pre-populated with your default options. When the manager clicks submit, that information could be forwarded onto your ticketing system, such as Jira or ServiceNow. So that could be the end of the manager sequence. And then we get a text message here to Steve as the new hire. So I click the link, it takes us through. There we've got that content page. We've got the video from me. I won't play it. And here we've got a quick survey to the new hire. And this one is learning a bit more about them. So we ask questions like, what's your latest binge watch obsession? Obviously, we all are on the same page here. If I can spell, there we go. And then we could share that information with the manager or the team to start building rapport and making those connections. So that could be the end of that experience. Hopefully that gives you a good indication of how the front end looks and feels. So in terms of results, we've seen customers see decrease in turnover, decreases in no-shows on day one, increases in sales productivity, and near perfect NPS scores. You can experience Enboarder firsthand by texting your name to the number on screen. It will send you a notification to a manager. You go through that experience, and then you'll get a notification as a new hire. Beyond onboarding, we can support further people movements. We have customers delivering programs around parental leave, internal moves and promotions, personal professional milestones, and also offboarding. Again, number on the screen for you to try this firsthand. Hope you've enjoyed the session, and I'm looking forward to hearing your questions. Thanks very much.